let's go ahead and start. I know we're coming this late, 7:33. So we'll go ahead and start the Board of Health meeting for 18th of January. First thing, very timely COVID related. I know there was pretty significant increase around here. I don't know if there was any updates you want to provide for.
Sure. So I know like our positivity rate is skyrocketing. That's just not, unique to Walpole. It's the Commonwealth at large. We were on a call today, though, with the state epidemiologist, Katie Brown, and she did actually say that we are starting to see less cases coming in. So I think a lot of the cases that we saw over the last 2 weeks were from the gatherings of Christmas and New Year. So just to put into perspective, about a week ago, we were actively monitoring close to 400 cases, where now we're at 79 cases. So even though they're still coming in pretty frequently, we are seeing them slow down a bit. That being said, we have been told to prioritize with contact tracing, because obviously the, hundreds of cases that are coming in on a daily basis are really hard to contact trace. So the state has provided us guidance to say, prioritize contact tracing, really hit home on those more susceptible to cluster groups. So like the group homes, the school age children, the daycares, those kind of groups really focus on the contact tracing, because a lot of it is just, it's getting to be a bigger beast than I think a lot of the communities have the manpower to handle. But we are continuing with our vaccination clinics. That's kind of what we've been advised to do. That's something that it was within our control. So we continue to hold clinics. Trish was able to get some of the 12 and older Pfizer vaccine. So we will be doing another round of clinics for the school age kids. And then the hope is to do another round of clinics for those 5 to 11-year-olds. We've been fortunate. I don't know if I talked about it on the last call, the old police station, we were able to actually take a little of that space, and with the help of the DPW workers, they kind of gave it a little bit of a facelift. So some new paint, better light fixtures, just kind of cleaning it up, a little new carpeting. So we will be using that to hold smaller clinics. It's nice because, as a lot of when we were holding the clinics in the fall months and even last spring, we were very lucky and fortunate to work so closely with the Council on Aging and the schools, but it was a lot of work to set up, break down. So if this can just be kind of our little home, even Trish can go over a couple days a week and just have some standing hours that she can provide the either first dose, second dose, booster. So we are definitely excited for that. I know we quickly touched upon the COVID test kits, so definitely take advantage of that. Get your free test kits. I know we are Blue Cross subscribers for the town, and I know I got an email from Blue Cross that they're actually funding tests as well, and they'll actually pay, I think it's up to 8 tests per month. So again, I would just encourage people to reach out to their health insurance providers, because they are looking to cover the cost. So testing is available to all. So that's pretty much all that I have. We were possibly going to have, I think I shared with the group about a month ago, we got a public health excellent grant, which we were able to hire 2 epidemiologists for our NC8 group. Our NC8 is Canton, Dedham, Westwood, Norwood, Milton, Walpole, Wellesley, and Needham. So our NC8 group, so the 8 communities, were able to hire through this grant money that we received 2 epidemiologists. So if they don't get on the call tonight, I will invite them definitely to our February 1st meeting. They're going to be helping a lot with, I don't know if anyone follows the Norwood Facebook or the Norwood Health Department on Facebook, but they actually just started a interactive dashboard. So that's something that's going to be mirrored for all of the 8 communities. So it's going to help with giving COVID numbers. They're really going to delve in a little bit deeper. Obviously, we do contract tracing and we have the numbers, but I think they'll illustrate it a bit better. That will be more appealing to those looking for numbers. They'll also work even after COVID. They'll work and see where our gaps are in our community, work on surveillance, other public health initiatives, outreach, ticks, mosquitoes, sun protection. So we're definitely excited to have them on. And again, if they don't attend tonight's meeting, I'll put them on the agenda for the February 1st, because they're excited to just meet the board and then also kind of get a feel and the climate of what the board would be looking for from them. So yeah, it's exciting.
So is the old police station facility, is it ready yet, or it's still you
So
guys
it's still being used, worked on right now. We did purchase a few cabinets to store some supplies in. So we made the purchase that this week for those. So we should have those. So the idea is to probably kick off in February with these clinics and utilizing the space. For the time being, we will have the 12 and older at the schools on the 25th. So that's something we did put an email out to our MRC volunteers. We will, per usual, but we heavily rely on our volunteers. And we're really fortunate to have a great group of volunteers. And I think they're very much engaged because we've, leaned on them so much over the last 2 years. So it's great. It really is.
I thought that was an excellent idea. Just use a building that's vacant,
It's nice. I mean, it's not a large space to hold like a large clinic, but for what we need it for, we have a vaccination registration, we have vaccination area, and then we have an observation room. So yeah, I think it will work well.
And we'll still be using the high schools, the schools for like the regular student clinics.
Correct. Whenever we can do something in the school, sometimes it's easier if they have a half day, and obviously convenience, we want to make it convenient. So then parents will be able to vaccinate their children more frequently. So we definitely would still be working with the schools.
Excellent. Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you much. So the next thing we have on our agenda is the approval of the minutes from the 4th. We got a chance to look at those. If there's any comments?
I didn't find any.
I didn't either.
It was a short and sweet meeting, nor did I find anything. So we will entertain a motion.
Okay, so I'll make a motion in regards to the minutes from the January 4th, 2022 meeting. The Board of Health approves the minute as is.
And I'll second that.
Great. Motion has been made and seconded. Any other comments? Nothing more, then we will vote. Mona?
Aye.
Stefan?
Aye.
And I also, 300. Minutes have been accepted. 7:35, we're on time. Planning Board request for comments. First one we have is the South Street.
Sure. So the South Street. So I did inquire with the planning board to see what the changes were. Unfortunately, some of the applicants, they don't really spell it out, and it's, a multi-page plan, and you're trying to figure out what the changes were and if they're applicable to our department. So it was brought to my attention that the revisions that were made were pertaining to the town engineer's comments regarding stormwater management, different things with drainage on the site. So on our stance, nothing has changed. I know the board last saw this plan on October 5th and voted unanimously that the board had no issue or concern regarding this proposal.
Great. Okay, so I'll make a motion if none of the board members have any comments. Okay, so I'll make a motion in regards to the Neponset Solar Iron Roof Sign Plan Approval, 455 South Street. The Board of Health still does not have any specific concerns at this time.
I'll second that. I think you're muted, Rich.
All right, motion has been made and seconded. I caught myself coughing. I had to never came off of it. So motion made and seconded and no other comments. So we will take a vote. Mona?
Aye.
Stefan?
Aye.
I also 300. Next we have is the Garden Path Estates definitive subdivision.
So this again is a plan that we have seen before, and actually at our October 5th meeting. So the board did address their normal standing comments with the trash recycling, making sure that the roads are large enough and wide enough for emergency vehicles to go down, as well as trash and recycling vehicles, and then also recommending sidewalks and street lightings for a healthy outdoor lifestyle. So on the revised plan, it does show a 5-foot wide sidewalk proposed on one side of the street, along with a 3-foot grass strip leading up to the cul-de-sac. It doesn't appear from the plan that the sidewalk goes around to the other side of the street. And I don't see any street lighting shown on the plan. I do see electrical services, but no actual street lights.
is it recommended that the sidewalk would go around, like,
I think the board's stance has been that way. Ultimately, I think it depends on what is feasible for, they obviously need a certain width for the road for emergency vehicles, but I think it's beneficial. I mean, you all probably walk, and if you know you're walking down one street and you kind of want to walk back then the other way, it's a convenient thing to kind of keep your walking going. So I definitely think it's something we can strongly recommend.
okay, great.
All
Okay.
right, any other discussions on it? Questions? I think I see there's the drawing from before we see on there.
Yeah, that one's from before. That drawing that we have.
So
It's hard
that
to tell.
drawing was the drawing from before, correct?
Yeah, okay.
All right, does anybody want to make a motion?
I can make a motion in regards to the plan to 585. What is it? Is it the Garden Path Estates, 585 Washington Street, the revised definitive 6-lot subdivision? The Board of Health has noticed that the plan has only a 5 feet wide sidewalk that's been proposed on one side. The Board of Health would like to see the sidewalks on both ways of the compound. Also, we still don't see any evidence of streetlights located on the street. So the Board of Health would like to recommend adding streetlights. Anything else, Melissa, or did we
No, I
cover
think
it?
that's perfect.
I will second the motion. Any other comments? Then we will vote. Mona,
Aye.
Stefan,
Aye.
and I also. So the motion has been made and passed. And the last one we have on the agenda is the 1429 Main Street.
Sure. So this last one here, it is a site plan approval and a special permit that was actually approved back in 2014. You're probably familiar with the building. It's next to Leo's Pizza. So it's a multi-use building. It has apartments above and then some commercial use below. So what they're looking to do is actually reopen the approved site plan and special permit. And what it is the lot is, they want to subdivide it in the future. So there's a rear portion of that lot that was not built on. And what they're looking to do is they're looking to modify the permits to not include the rear portion of the property from the original site plan and special permit conditions, in hopes to apply to subdivide the lot in the near future. So again, on a Board of Health stance, there's nothing that we would have for comments for this. Once they do go ahead and subdivide, depending on what they're looking to use the site for, we would definitely chime in at that point, depending if it was on-site septic or what they were looking to do. But at this point in time, it's really a legal matter to open up that, so then they can in the future subdivide the lot.
Other questions from anybody?
No, so so the lot, it says to make the rear portion of the lot a separate single-family lot, so there are no plans to build anything right now. They just want to
So right
separate.
now, this is strictly just to reopen the previous approved special permanent site plan. It's not, and then eventually, if this were to be opened and approved to disclude that back portion, they would actually then submit a subdivision. And then from there, they would, say what they're using the lot for. But right now, it's strictly just to reopen those already approved special permits and subdivision, special permits and site plan permit. And then that's all they're looking to do right now.
Yeah, I remember this plan. I mean, it's been a while since 2014 and still nothing's been done. Okay.
Exactly.
Right, if there's no other comments, I will make a motion regarding the 1429 Main Street site plan approval. The Board of Health has no concerns and don't recognize any Board of Health issues with the request.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any other discussions? And we will vote. Mona,
Aye.
Stefan?
Aye.
And I also. The motion has been passed. All right, that's all we had on the agenda. Is there anything else that we need to or would like to talk about? Anything news come up?
No, I don't think so at this time. Those are the 3 agenda items. And then I didn't know if the epidemiologist would be on the call or not.
Are they? No, I don't see them.
They're not, no.
Okay, well, maybe next meeting, huh?
I will. I'll definitely invite them to our February 1st meeting.
Okay, so that is the next date. That was gonna be.
That
my
is the next date.
I had a question, Dr. Brinkhurst, is any news from Rich at all?
I haven't heard anything, no.
So are we supposed to do something about it? Because how long?
No,
is
so
it?
right now he's still an appointed member. So once his term runs out, if he doesn't renew his term, then we obviously would fill his seat. But right now he still has an active seat on the board.
But we don't know anything about his status, how is he
No, I
doing?
tried to reach out via messenger, and I mean, I'll try to call again. I'm trying to obviously respect,
Sure.
Do we still have space for associate members?
We do. So we have 3 slots for the associate members, and right now we have Rachel and Brenda in both seats. So we have 1 opening technically, correct?
Awesome. So there's someone in the environmental health and safety world that is actually a Walpole resident, so we might be able to convince him to
Oh,
participate.
that's awesome. Yeah, we like it, definitely. That's great. Cool.
Awesome. All right. Well,
Rich, if they are interested, they can just reach out to Aoife Kelly in the select board's office, or you can pass their information along to me and I can send it to them.
yeah, I was trying to get him to attend just one of the meetings, just to kind of get a flavor of what it is. We talked a bit about it. But yeah, I think it'd be great. If we can get someone else on if there's any interest. So.
I think it's great, definitely.
Great. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, then we'll make a motion to adjourn.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded. Get the vote on that. Do a Mona.
Aye.
It's Stefan.
Aye.
And I vote also aye. All, thank you very much. And stay
Thank you.
safe out there, and we'll talk to you guys on the 1st.
Sounds good. Thank you. Take
care.
care.
Bye.
Good night.
Feel better, everyone.
Yes.
Yes.
Good night.
Good night.